Hi guys, how are you? Today we're going to talk about resets. I promised you a video on resets, so I thought today we should talk about them. Their conditions of formation. Right. A reset or a peak reset is simple a peak. Remember we said a peak is the end of a trend and the beginning of a new trend. End of a trend and the beginning of a new trend. So meaning that a peak reset is the end of a trend and the beginning of a trend. But now, its difference from other peaks is that a peak reset is a continuation of a previously completed trend. A peak reset is a continuation of a previously completed trend. So in other words, we are simply saying if we have a trend that is going down and then let's say this trend started here and then ended there. So if we talk about a peak reset, we are simply saying we are continuing the previously ended trend. So we are continuing the previously ended trend. That is what we call a peak reset. That is what we call a peak reset. The reason why we have peak resets in most of the cases is because the dealer wants to complete bigger time frames. The dealer wants to complete bigger time frames. What does this mean? Remember we said that 3 levels on M15 is 1 level on H1. 3 levels on H1 is equal to 1 level on H4. 3 levels on H4 is equal to 1 level on D1. So in other words, it means that we need about 9 levels to have 9 levels of H1 to have 1 D1 level. Which is 3 levels of H4. I don't know if that makes sense. This is what we simply mean. We simply mean that 15 minutes should push 3 times. So if we have this visible ADR, it simply means that we now have 1 level on H1. So for us to have another level on H1, it means M15 has to reset and continue down. Then we'll have level 2 on H1, but those are 3 levels of M15. Then it has to reset again and continue the trend. Then we'll say level 3, which is 3 levels again of M15. So meaning 9 levels of M15 is equal to 3 levels of H1, which is equal to 1 level H4. I hope now that makes sense. So that's the reason why we need resets. So resets, in simplicity, we say they are there to complete, they are there to continue the previously completed trends. So the conditions of the formation of resets, number one,